My beloved child, I know what you've been asking. I have heard the questions you whispered when no one else was around. I have listened to the sighs you tried to hide. Even the prayers you could not finish. I understood them completely. And today, I tell you this with loving authority. The answer is here. This is not a coincidence. You did not stumble upon this moment by accident. I have arranged this encounter because your heart has been searching, and I will not leave you without clarity. There is something shifting in your life right now. What you have been waiting for is closer than you think. But you must listen carefully. You have asked me for direction. You have asked me for confirmation. You have asked if I am still guiding you, still working, still present in the silence. And I say to you now, yes, I have never stopped moving on your behalf. Do not scroll past this moment. Do not treat this as just another message. What I am about to reveal will change how you see your waiting. It will open your eyes to what has been forming beneath the surface. The answer is not delayed. It has been developing. Lean in, my child. This is your appointed time to understand. If your spirit feels this stirring, I want you to respond in faith. Like this message as a declaration that you believe I am speaking to you. Share it with someone who hath been quietly asking me the same questions. Let them know they are not alone. And in the comments, write, I'm ready for the answer, because your readiness opens your heart. Subscribe and stay close, because I am guiding you step by step, and you do not want to miss what I am about to unfold in your life. I speak not to the crowd, but to you. You have waited long enough to hear me clearly. You have wrestled with doubt long enough. Now be still. The answer you have been asking for is not far away. It is here. And as I begin to reveal it, you will see that I was answering you even when you thought I was silent. My beloved child, I know the weight you have been carrying. You have smiled in front of others while silently wondering if I was truly hearing you. You have gone to sleep with questions still circling your mind. Why is this taking so long? Did I misunderstand you? Did I miss my moment? These thoughts have visited you more often than you admit. But I have never been offended by your questions. I have never turned away from your wondering heart. I saw the night you lay awake, staring into the darkness, replaying every decision. I heard the quiet tremble in your voice when you prayed and tried to sound strong. I felt the exhaustion you tried to push aside. You have been faithful, yet tired. Hopeful, yet weary. Trusting, yet confused. And still, you kept coming back to me. There were moments when you feared that my silence meant distance. You wondered if I had chosen someone else, if I had moved on, if your request was too small or too impossible. You compared your journey to others and questioned why their doors seemed to open while yours remained closed. You told yourself to be patient, but deep inside, you felt overlooked. My child, I have never overlooked you. Every tear you wiped away quickly so no one would see, it mattered to me. Every time you said, I'll be okay, while your heart felt uncertain, I was there. Even the prayers you stopped praying because you were afraid of disappointment, I have kept them safe. You have not been foolish for hoping. You have not been weak for asking. You have not been forgotten in the waiting. You feel the tension between where you are and where you believe you should be. You see the gap between the promise and the present reality. And sometimes, that gap feels like abandonment. But I tell you gently that space is not emptiness. It is preparation. You are not behind. You are not disqualified. You are not unseen. I know the specific thing you have been asking for. I know the name attached to it. I know the deadline you set in your heart. I know the silent bargain you made with me. If this happens, then I'll know. And when it did not happen the way you expected, doubt tried to settle in. But doubt does not define you. You are still my beloved child. You are still chosen. You are still being guided even when you cannot trace the path. I am closer than your next breath. I have been working in places you cannot see, ranging details you cannot yet understand. And the very question that hath been pressing on your heart has not pushed me away. It has drawn me nearer. You are seen. You are heard. And your asking has not fallen into silence. My beloved child, now I will reveal what you could not see. You believed that my silence meant I was withholding the answer. You thought that because the door did not open quickly, it must have been closed. But I tell you this gently and firmly, my silence was not absence. It was alignment. While you were waiting, I was working. You saw delay. I saw protection. You saw rejection. I saw redirection. You saw an empty space. I saw a sacred space where roots were growing deeper than you realized. What you interpreted as no was often my loving not yet. And that not yet has been guarding you from outcomes you were not meant to carry. You asked for clarity, but clarity without preparation can crush a heart that is not strengthened. So I began strengthening you first. I allowed you to walk through uncertainty so your trust would mature. I allowed you to sit in question so your faith would no longer depend on quick results. This is what you must understand. I am not just answering your request. I am shaping you into the person who can sustain the answer. If I had given you what you asked for at the moment you demanded it, you might have mishandled it. Not because you are incapable, but because you are still becoming. There were lessons in patience that could only be learned through waiting. There were fears in you that needed to surface and dissolve. There were attachments that needed to loosen their grip on your heart. You thought the battle was about the outcome, but the deeper work was always within you. Let me correct one more misunderstanding, my child. You have feared that you somehow slowed my plan with your doubt. You worried that your moments of weakness disqualified you. But my plan is not fragile. It is not derailed by your humanity. I am not pacing nervously in heaven, hoping you perform perfectly. I am steady. I am intentional. I am sovereign. Even when you hesitated, I held the timeline. Even when you questioned, I guarded the promise. Even when you felt lost, I was ordering your steps in ways too complex for you to trace. The answer you have been seeking is not merely an event. It is a revelation. I have been guiding you all along. The delay was not punishment. The silence was not distance. The closed doors were not cruelty. They were construction. I was building something stronger than what you originally imagined. And as your understanding begins to shift, the scales fall from your eyes. You start to see that I was never against you. I was always for you, protecting your future with a wisdom that sees beyond this moment. Trust me in this correction. It is freeing you even now. My beloved child, lift your head now. You have walked through the questions. You have endured the silence. You have faced the ache of waiting. And yet, you are still here. Do you see your strength? Even when you felt fragile, I was sustaining you. Even when you thought you were barely holding on, it was my hand beneath you that kept you steady. You are not as weak as you feared. The waiting did not break you. It built you. The uncertainty did not erase your faith. It refined it. Every tear, every prayer, every moment you chose to trust me without evidence has been woven into your becoming. You are stronger now than when you first asked the question. And hear me clearly, you are not alone in this season. I have been walking beside you in every unseen step. When you felt isolated, I was your quiet companion. When you felt behind in life, I was aligning your timing with precision. There is no delay in my kingdom. What feels late to you is perfectly on time in my design. Nothing you have asked in faith has been wasted. The dreams you placed before me are still alive. The desires that align with your purpose are still secure. I do not plant longing in your heart only to mock you with impossibility. If I allowed you to carry the vision, it is because I also intend to carry you into its fulfillment. What feels delayed is not denied. There are doors that are opening even now, doors you cannot yet see. There are conversations being arranged, opportunities being positioned, protection being enforced around you. I am guarding you from paths that would have drained you and guiding you toward paths that will sustain you. Trust my timing. It is not careless. It is careful. You have wondered if you miss your chance. You have feared that the window has closed. But I tell you, I am the author of your story. I am not limited by deadlines or human expectations. When I open a door, no one can shut it. When I prepare a table for you, no circumstance can overturn it. You are covered. You are guided. You are deeply loved. Take courage now. The season ahead of you is not one of abandonment but of manifestation. You are closer than you think. The very thing that felt like distance was actually drawing you into alignment. The answer forming in your life will not just meet your request. It will exceed what you imagined. Stand firm in this promise, my child. I am faithful, and what I have begun in you, I will complete. My beloved child, now it is time to respond. You had heard my heart. You have felt my nearness. You understand now that the answer was never far from you. It has been unfolding in wisdom, wrapped in protection, carried by my steady hand. But the final step requires something from you. It requires trust. Release the tight grip of anxiety. Surrender the need to control every detail. Lay down the timelines you wrote in fear. Choose, right now, to believe that I am who I say I am. Choose to believe that I am working even when you cannot measure the progress. This is your decision moment. Say in your heart, Father, I trust you again. Not because you see everything clearly, but because you know my character. Trust is the door through which peace enters. And as you open that door, you will feel the striving begin to fade. The answer is here. It is not just a circumstance shifting. It is your understanding shifting. I have been with you. I am with you. And I will continue to guide you. Your future is not fragile in my hands. Your calling is not fading. Your story is not over. Breathe now, my child. I speak peace over your home. Peace over your thoughts. Peace over your waiting. Peace over the conversations that are coming. Peace over the doors that will open. You are held. You are covered. You are deeply loved. Rest in that certainty. My beloved child, as this word has found you, know that it is not meant to stop with you. When you sow into this mission, you are not giving to a platform. You are planting seeds into hearts that are crying out for the same answer you received today. Every offering becomes a river of light flowing into someone's darkness. I have said, give, and it shall be given unto you. And I speak that promise over you even now as a living invitation. When you release your seed, you participate in the harvest of souls. You help carry my voice to the weary, the anxious, the forgotten. This is holy ground. This is good soil. And what you plant here will not return void. If this message strengthened you, then let your response be prophetic. Let it declare, I will help this word reach the next heart. The PayPal donation link is waiting for you in the video description, and the QR code is before you as a doorway of obedience. Do not ignore the stirring you feel. As you give, I breathe increase over your life. As you sow, I command blessing over your household. As you act in faith, I open windows you did not even know were closed. This is not a transaction. It is alignment. So step forward now. Sow the seed. Support through Super Thanks or PayPal. Become a carrier of this light. And watch how I multiply what you place in my hands.